the Huskers get 2 enormous in-state recruits simultaneously done on a live Instagram feed. Wide receivers Isaiah McMorris and Dae'vonn Hall from Bellevue West made it official to Nebraska. Hayes Fawcett from On3 made an awesome graphic as well for them, kind of highlighting the announcement. And you see the graphic there, the Hayes. I mean, isn't that awesome, that graphic he put together?
Yeah.
And they were down in Lincoln on Thursday night for a photo shoot. So, I mean, the cat was kind of out of the bag. All these recruits were down here Thursday night, but what a boom for Matt Rule, Garrett McGuire, in-state recruiting, year 1 of a head coach, to lock up Dae'vonn Hall, Isaiah McMorris, when it didn't really feel like this was a possibility not that long ago.
Not that long ago. Give me a timeline on that.
About a month ago, about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think things were in play with McMorris, but it was kind of at a stop with Dae'vonn Hall. In fact, his official visit this weekend was not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, things took a turn this past weekend. About a week ago from today, Dae'vonn Hall's dad was at camp with his younger son.
Mm-hmm.
And I think over that period on Friday, he was able to talk to Matt Rule, and then Mike Huffman got involved. And then a lot of things happened over the last few days.
Dae'vonn Hall is the 75th. Oh, excuse me. He's the 60th ranked recruit in the nation, according to On3.
Receiver.
I'm sorry. 60th ranked receiver recruit in the nation, 4 stars. Isaiah McMorris is the 75th ranked receiver recruit. He's a 3-star player. Both of them had big time offers. McMorris had OU and Penn State, USC. Dae'vonn Hall at Arkansas and Kansas State, and he got an offer from Tennessee. I think
A&M was involved with Dae'vonn Hall.
I think you look at this class different right away now. Not it's not that these are 5-star players, but they're good players and they're in-state players and they're the kind of players Rule needs. If only to kind of galvanize the fan base. I think it was important.
Yeah, and I think the best way to say it is you need some names to hang your hat on in a recruiting class. And no knock on Roger Gradney or McGahee or Ian
Buford.
Flynn but those are guys are good players. But nobody in Broken Bow was talking about them.
Right.
I guarantee in Broken Bow today they're talking about these guys going to Nebraska.
I think so.
And shout out to Broken Bow. I'll take some beer from Kincaider, by the way. I think they're located in Broken Bow.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
But I think you need names like this to hang your hat on, to build a class, give it some leadership, some local presence.
Yeah.
And it's already made an impact. I mean, you're seeing Daniel Kaelin talking and spending time with Carter Nelson at length. And we'll talk more about Carter in our next headline. But think about Bellevue West, though. About a month or two ago, all 3 of these guys weren't going to go there. Quarterback Daniel Kaelin, wide receivers Isaiah McMorris, Dae'vonn Hall. Now they're all going to Nebraska. What a turn of events. And I wanted to share just a couple numbers with you, Sip, on the Bellevue West program. Bellevue West, since 2015, has placed 13 receivers, tight ends, and running backs at the Division I and FCS level. You can make the case that Bellevue West now, when you just look at the wide receiver since 2017 alone, they've had 8 players signed Power 5 over that period. But the number of wide receivers they've had is 8 wide receivers go D1 since 2015. Omaha Central used to be IBAC high in the 80s and the 90s. Is Bellevue West far and away now Nebraska's wideout high?
Well, they're an air raid offense. They do throw it around a lot. It's a different – Daniel Kaelin talked to me about this the other day. He's heading into a different sort of offense at Nebraska, more of a pro-style attack where they want to get downhill in the running game. Bellevue West is not really like that. It's an air raid. It's an air raid offense. That's what it is. They sling it around. So it'll prepare Daniel very well because, Huffman, Sean, asked Kaelin to do a lot. He asked a lot of his quarterbacks to do a lot at the line of scrimmage, set the protection at the line, choose the direction in the run game, the whole, the gamut. And these receivers will be well prepared. Isaiah McMorris caught 90 balls last season, 90.
Which was a state record for receptions, and he was 67 yards off of the receiving yards record. And that was his very first year at Bellevue West. His first 2 years he played at Miller North. So he's also won, Steve, 3 state basketball titles in a row.
It's pretty good. So yeah, McMorris played at Miller North, which was more of a ground-oriented offense.
He was there for hoops. I mean, that was one of the main reasons he was there, right?
Yep. And then he transferred over to Bellevue West. Dae'vonn Hall, 62 catches last season, 62 catches, 974 yards. By the way, McMorris is a 10.65 100 meters guy, and Hall is a 10.62. That's good. Those are good numbers.
And Hall is a 6'10" PR in the high jump.
Yeah, that's a good number.
And he was clocked at 22 miles per hour at the Tennessee camp. So these are kids that have verified speed on the track, verified offers. There was a time where McMorris could have committed to Oklahoma. He had a committable path to Oklahoma, held out. USC was heavily involved, very close to kind of giving him the green light. You look at Hall, Tennessee, if they offered him about 4 days earlier, he's probably a volunteer.
Yeah. Well, he's not, and that's big, and it's fun. It's fun. You know what? The thing I keep thinking about, this is fun for Bellevue West. It'll be fun to follow Bellevue West this year with those 2 guys catching balls from Daniel Kaelin, three, future Huskers. And, they have a Caprice Keith, who's a player Nebraska's, I think, looking at, and Jermaine Green, who's a sophomore to be receiver, who Huffman says is kind of on that Xavier.
He ran 10.9 as a freshman.
Yeah, 10.99. It's kind of a Xavier Betts type trajectory. So yes, I think it's fun. I mean, Huffman is he's a fun guy to talk to. We'll be talking to him a lot.